superheroes. I'm Pink Phoenix, coming to you from Purdue University College of Veterinary Medicine's League of Vetihumans. Welcome to Season 2. This season's going to be awesome. We have the privilege to follow some of our incoming superheroes throughout their entire veterinary college journey. Today, our special guest on Vetihumans Live is Celestial Seraph. Celestial Seraph will be starting vet college at Purdue in just a few days. Thanks so much for being on the show. To get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us your story. Where are all the places you lived? Where did you go to college?
So I'm Nailah. Hi. I hail from St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. I grew up there for all 18 years of my life. And then at that time, I didn't know what university I wanted to go to until a university fair at my high school. And Iowa State was the only one who offered animal science pre-vet. So I thought that was a sign. And then I went there for undergrad all 4 years. So it was kind of a crazy transition going from super hot and tropical to super Midwest and cold, corn and soybeans. Totally different, but I adapted well. I found friends who took me under their wing and taught me what it was like to walk in ice.
And now you're well prepared for life at Purdue.
Yeah, now I'm prepared. So I found the Vet of College internship, and I was like, why not? Because I hadn't really decided a vet school that I wanted to go to yet. So I gave that a go and I got in, so now here I am at Purdue.
Excellent. And we're so excited that you're here. Tell us about your superhero name. How did that come about? How'd you pick it?
Celestial Seraph. Okay, so I like to talk to my brother a lot. We talk almost every day. And I was like telling him I had to pick a superhero name, and coming up with names was not my thing. So he was like, what were you like thinking of doing when you go to vet school? Which is a great start. That's a good starting question. And I was like, okay, I want to do emergency medicine. And he was like, okay, so you're like a savior of some sorts, like a guardian angel. And then we also play video games. So I think that we took a name of like two like heroes or like quests, I don't even know, quest takers. And we put those two names together and we got Celestial Seraph. And then he was like, since you're saving animals in the nick of time, why not make like your superpower something that's like healing, so like divine healing. And I was like, that sounds amazing. So
it is perfect. Excellent. So what games do you like to play?
I have a couple. I like Assassin's Creed. I like Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon for years. It's insane.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite? I've never had like a favorite, but I had a favorite type, which is water types. I think that's like pretty solid. You start off with a starter type Pokemon, and I feel like out of grass, fire, and water, water only has like 2 weaknesses compared to the others. So I was like, that's pretty solid. And you need it for surf and stuff. So having a water type Pokemon is useful.
I love water.
Yeah.
And water is such a big part of all living things. It's perfect. Excellent. So tell us about the moment that you decided you wanted to be a veterinarian.
Yeah, so where I'm from, resources for veterinary care is very, very slim. I remember growing up, and I know doctors were a thing. I just never had it like cross my mind that a doctor of animals was a thing. So when I loved animals and my father noticed that I loved animals, he was like, you should be like a vet. And I was like, what's that? And he took me to like some clinics that were like on the island, and there's only two. There's only two on St. Thomas. And when we took a tour, when they gave us a tour, I realized none of the vets looked like me. And that was something I wanted to change. And I also, like, growing up and going on from there and getting interested in vet med, a lot of people were telling me about how, like, funding, like, it's just so expensive. And they were like wondering, how do we take care of like our animals, and our island's already so expensive to live in? Like, we need something that's like low cost spay and neuter clinics, or like low cost vaccination clinics. And that got me into like thinking I should be a veterinarian back home, or at least in a US territory that has like comes like, from the same area like that. I like to work in an area like that.
Excellent. I love it. And in a few short years, that dream will come true. So, you're going to be starting vet college in just a few days. What do you think it's going to be like?
Okay, I hear a lot of times, like from a lot of students, that you get like a ton of information just like washed over you. And I know undergrad and college isn't exact, it's not like that at all. But I feel like at the same time, I've always been the student to take the maximum amount of credits. I was always busy. I was always planning. I've always had like three different to-do schedules, and lists that I would follow. So I feel like I would still be doing the same thing. I just have more like dense and intense information in vet school. So I'm going to say not that different than what I've been putting myself through since undergrad, since I've always been like, okay, from 8 to 9, I'm going to exercise. And from 9 to 10, I'm going to class. And then 10 to 11, I'm probably going to go to office hours and, something like that.
I love it. I love how prepared you are. So I want to hear more. I love this scheduling, this time management system that you have in place. So tell me.
Yeah, I've always thrived on planning and scheduling. It was something my dad always taught me. He's a teacher, so he also has schedules and lesson plans. And I picked up on that like really quickly, and it worked really well with me. And I realized like planning, um, it's very successful. Like once you have a goal in mind and you tell yourself you're going to do something at this time, it leaves no room for procrastination. And that's how like I got through a lot of my elementary, middle school, high school, and undergrad years. Just like making sure I set a time, setting a goal, and then I will follow through with it. And then I just feel accomplished at the end of the day when I realize everything is just checked off. And I tell my dad about it, and he's like, I taught you well.
He did. So do you like digital planners? Do you like to write things down? Do you like both? What's your favorite way to schedule?
Well, I like writing things down. I didn't have a phone back in middle school, so I had like a planner that the teachers gave us, and I would use that to write my stuff down. And until like high school, I was using that planner, like not even on like certain days. Like I'd scratch out the date that was like printed in there and write my own date and stuff to like make even more space. But when I finally got a phone after like graduating high school and then going to undergrad, I used the notes section of my phone.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I use the notes section, and then I have like what to do in a month's time, and then what to do tomorrow. And then I have like a grocery shopping list, and then I have within those lists things in different colors, things that are like capitalized, like I need this done now, and then of course times for them. So now it's more like digital now.
That's excellent. I'm very impressed. Great job. Let's talk about all this information that's going to get thrown at you. What are your favorite learning strategies, or what learning strategies are you planning to employ?
All right. So I've always been, I need to like write my stuff out. I'm not the typer. I can't type on my laptop all day. I'm not a fast typer either. And even though I don't write as fast as I type, which, it is naturally slower just writing. I feel like once I write things down, I can memorize it. And I know memorizing isn't everything, but I also familiarize myself with the contents once I have to like write it for myself. And then I don't stick on one topic. So let's say if I'm working on anatomy and I have to learn about the scapula and then the humerus, I'm not going to do scapula one day and then humerus the next. I'm going to do both of them at the same time. I'm going to mix it up at different angles. And it might feel slow at first, but the next day I'm going to do the same thing and then switch it up again. And I'm going to realize I'm going to start filling things in, and my brain won't get used to like one method of, oh, I answered this part first and then this part next. Like I'm always switching it up, making sure my brain works hard to memorizing, oh, this is where this needs to go.
I love this. That interleaving strategy. It's great for problem solving and forming those really strong connections. Excellent. So what are you looking most forward to about vet college?
That is a tough question because I feel like in the first semester I'm going to be so busy balancing work and studying and making sure that I'm actually like progressing that I don't know, like I guess maybe joining clubs. I'm interested in emergency medicine, so I want to see what this emergency medicine club is like, see what other specialty clubs that I can be like interested in, because you never know. Next thing you know, I get into like an oncology club or something, and then I'm like, oh, actually, I like oncology. So I'm keeping my options open to seeing what the vet school throws at me and what I'll be interested in.
Yeah, there's going to be so many things that you haven't even imagined that you'll get exposed to. It's pretty awesome. Okay, what are you most anxious about?
Balancing my exercising time and my studying time. There have been times during like undergrad where I would be like, okay, studying is more important than exercising right now. And when I would talk to my friends and my family, they'd be like, well, you also need you time. I was that crazy person in the gym who would actually bring her organic chemistry notebook into the gym on the treadmill. And my friends who would also go to the gym would be like, why is she studying while running on the treadmill? And I realized like after some time, I was like, I don't even want to go to the gym anymore because now I don't have to like study. And I told this one friend of mine, he was like, you need to use your gym time as your you time. Like, don't study, put on like a show when you're on the treadmill instead. Listen to like music. That's like your relaxing and your bodybuilding time, like literally, because you're lifting and stuff. So I want to make sure that I don't feel guilty during vet school to make sure I set that time aside to exercise and it's not considered more important than the other. I don't want to lose myself in that. And exercising is very important to me since I do taekwondo and I want to be a superstar athlete.
All right. I'm right there with you. So, speaking as someone who this morning was doing my professional development while on the treadmill, but I also trained, I do strength training. I also trained last night. And when I do my strength training, I just block everything out, like you said, and focus because it's also a priority for me. And then when I'm not so behind, I can do my cardio without work as well. But sometimes they do mesh. But it's good. I love that you have a plan. I love that you're taking time out for self-care. That's outstanding. The final question. Why did you join the League of Vetihumans?
Why did I join? Definitely to get a different outlook. I feel like learning something is one thing and then teaching others is another. I learned that firsthand when I became an advanced rank in Taekwondo. Learning from my superiors when I was like a white and a yellow belt in the beginning, it's one thing. And then when you're like a brown belt, because I'm a brown belt now, and I have to like teach the lower ranks, like forms and whatnot, I'm like, oh, this is like a whole different ballgame. This is what the black belts were doing. Like now I have to like teach. So I think it'd be really helpful to me to like teach and show students actually what vet med is like, you know, give them that experience that vet med is a thing.
I think that's fantastic. And now you've got me, and now I want to learn Taekwondo from you. So we'll have to work on that off show. So this has been amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show, Celestial Seraph.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to follow you on your journey. Okay, we got it. You can learn more about other League of Vetihuman superheroes at vetihumans.org. If you like this episode, and I know that you did, please subscribe, rate, and share it with your friends. And remember,
use your
powers for good. Awesome.